Hey everyone, my name is Andy. This is Neville. Welcome to Namaste at Home Yoga. Today's practice is going to be on the shorter side. We'll do a little bit more of a yin style hip opener, but we will go ahead and warm some things up first. So you can find a comfortable standing position, that's what I'm going for here, as we start to tune into the body, tune into the breath, and get going. So bringing the feet about hip distance apart, spread those toes nice and wide. Just allow yourself to settle in here for the next few breaths. Finding a soft bend to the knees. Allowing arms to open up to either side. Bringing that chest proud. Feeling ourselves just strong in this stance as we stack joints on top of joints. And finding some depth with our breath as we inhale, filling up through the belly, through the chest. Exhaling, we let the chest fall and belly falls. Inhales, fill up belly, chest, exhale, chest and belly. Let's find a few more of those as you maybe bring to mind a focus, if there's anything you'd like to keep in mind for your practice today. Bringing hands through center and chin finds the chest. Maybe opening the eyes if they are closed, and we'll step out to a bit of a wider stance here. Let you go as wide as feels good for you, but turn the toes out slightly because I'll be bringing this into some wide squats. We're going to inhale as we sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw the elbows down, finding cactus arms as we lower into our squat. We inhale to stretch up, open up. Exhale, draw that down. Two more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, come down. Last one. Beautiful. Next inhale, same thing. Continue, get tall. As we exhale, a little bit of a lean forward as we sweep those arms down. Inhale, reaching up overhead. Exhale, we sweep down. Inhale, up. Exhale, sweep. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, sweep it down. You can hang out here in this lower squat position. And then start to send the hips up high. We'll turn toes to face the front of the mat. You can grab for opposite elbows here maybe. Just giving yourself a gentle sway side to side. And we'll turn those toes out once more as we shift up and over towards the left side here, finding a side lunge. You can make your way back through center over to the right. Just careful that the knee is stacking over the ankle, pointing in the same direction of the toes, switching sides over to your left. Up and through the center, over to the right. Come back to your left leg one more time. We're going to pivot, finding our lunge. Back knee can stay lifted or it can drop to the mat at any point here. The left arm is going to reach up and past that knee, open up. As we exhale, it finds its way back to the mat, switching sides, right arm this time, open it up. Exhale, come on back to the mat. We'll drop that back knee, start to draw the chest forward as we settle into our lizard. For today, let's heel toe that foot to the outside edge of the mat, turn the toes out slightly. And we can stay up tall, or maybe we start to bring ourselves to bent arms, maybe to forearms. And allowing that knee to fall open to the side if the hip is okay with it. Check in that the knee is not going farther forward than your ankle. Just being mindful of that to help protect our joints. And find some areas to breathe into here, noticing where we have a little bit more sensation. Noticing spots that are challenging us. Next breath in. If you are on forearms, you can come back to hands. We're going to make our way into more of a quad stretch. You can pad under that back knee if you need, as we're going to be drawing that heel up towards the glutes. Opposite arm, left hand this time, is reaching up and back, maybe catching hold of that foot or ankle, finding a quad stretch. A little bit of space through the front of the hip. If this isn't available, feel free to grab that ankle, pull it into a quad stretch from a side lie instead. We can release that back to the mat. Take your time here, coming back into your lunge if you've moved elsewhere. Tuck the toes. We're going to pivot open to the side, coming back to that side lunge, up and over to your right leg. So same thing here, we're pivoting over, finding that lunge, moving into our rotation first. Starting with right fingertips, reaching high up towards the sky here in our twist. Sending that back down to the mat, left arm, same thing, go ahead, reach it up. Again, back knee lowered or lifted for these. Exhaling our hands, find the mat. You can bring that back knee down if it wasn't already. Heel toe that right foot out to the outside edge of the mat, turning our toes out slightly. Maybe we let that knee start to open up to the side here. A little bit more pressure just to the outside edge of the foot. So we draw our chest forward, maybe finding bent arms or forearms. And settling in for a few breaths. Someone has too much energy today. Me? Breathing deep into those areas of sensation. Challenging yourself to extend your exhales. Finding two more here. Again, if you need to, fold up the mat under your back leg, under that back knee, as we move into our quad stretch, drawing that heel up towards the glutes. Right arm is going to reach up and back to catch forefoot or ankle, creating more space through the front of the body. Option to always come into that side lie. Instead, just pulling the heel up towards the glutes. Or hang out in lizard. It's always an option as well. Got a few more breaths here. Feeling that space through the front of the body, front of the hip, through the quad. We will gently release that back down to the mat. Walk that foot back in if it's out wide, and we're going to pivot back to our side lunge. Finding your way back to center. We'll heel toe feet back together. Just a forward fold, feet hip distance. Let that go. Can give the head a little bit of a shake, no or yes, just releasing through the back of the neck. Bend the knees as much as you need just to let the body fall forward here. yourself down to a seat. You're going to start nice and familiar with these ones, just sending both legs straight out in front of you. You're going to keep that chest drawing up tall to start. Toes pointing out towards the ceiling, same with knees. You can keep the feet about hip distance. Maybe we walk them out more like mat width. Feel free to let the knees bend a bit if you need. And if you know that this is something that usually helps with your practice, feel free to grab a cushion or block for under the sit bones just to assist with our lean forward. We're going to let gravity do some of this work for us. So as we inhale, we'll grow tall. As we exhale, starting to draw the chest forward, and when it can go forward no farther, we'll start to let go, to melt. Finding ourselves heavy down and towards the mats. This might be a little bit of a fold, it might be a lot. Just be patient with where your body is at today, how it's feeling in this moment. And if nothing else, come back to the breath. Maybe above else, come back to breath here. Can we start to increase that depth again? To find a little bit more slow, easy exhales. Where else are we holding on that maybe we can let go? And walk yourselves back up to a tall seat. We're going to get a little bit twist-tied now. Few options here. Feel free to go with whichever one feels best for your hips today. Allows you to breathe, but still gives you some challenge. You can cross the right leg over left, just setting up for a figure four. Maybe we'll find a bit of a forward lean in this posture. You can cross ankle over knee, knee over ankle, kind of that double pigeon shape. Same thing, optional lean forward there. Or we continue to twist tie, wrapping right leg all the way over left, bringing sit bones to still stay firm on our mat. Same thing, that lean is available if we need. These aren't necessarily different levels of intensity, but they do explore different areas in and around the hips. So play around with them, see which one gives you some sensation without being crazy intense, disrupting that breath pattern, and allow yourself to settle in. If you'd like to bring some focus to your breath, you can think about finding some lightness through the body, creating space as you inhale. As you exhale, a little bit of tension starts to let go. Maybe we find some microscopic movements with each inhale and exhale. And let them be as small as they need to be. There's no rush. We have some time here. Take this time to notice how it feels and maybe where we're able to start releasing that tension first. It can be a lot of sensation, a lot of intensity. That breath work really helps to move us through and find success relieving that tension. Over the next breath or so, find your way back up, untangle, and we'll make our way into our second side. So again, just choosing your option between our figure four in this seated position, crossing over the opposite leg, coming into our double pigeon, stacking ankle over knee, knee over ankle. We're twist tying a little bit more, keeping sit bones grounded as we wrap the legs so that knee Maybe eventually comes to stack over the other knee. If it's not quite there yet today, no worries. And find your breath. Inhale, make space. Exhale, we settle in. Exhaling, we let go. Exhales to find ease. Letting go of effort. Letting go of busyness in the mind. Feeling what parts of us are grounded, solid into our mats. Where else can we find this space? Is it by releasing a little bit of tension in the jaw, in the forehead, upper back, maybe toes if you're starting to hold on, or through the soles of the feet. Soaking in one more good breath here. And we'll start to find our way back up tall. Untie, unwind, release that. You can just bring foot soles to the mat. Give the knees a gentle windshield wiper side to side. And drawing into one more of my very favorite seated postures, really great for just letting go. Similar to our forward fold before, but allowing for a little bit more openness in the hips as well. Let's bring foot soles to touch. Knees can almost have a 90-degree bend here, and then we'll let those knees and feet fall open to the side. In this posture, maybe we find a little bit of room to lean forward, moving with the breath, just like we have been working here. Hands can come to find the mat. Maybe they come to find blocks. Or if it feels okay for you today, we start to tuck those arms underneath the calves. Be careful here that we're not pulling, just being mindful of that release that comes when we can let go of our effort. So rather than forcing ourselves into a pretzel, into a position that maybe the body isn't quite ready for, let it rest wherever it happens to stop, wherever it asks you to stay and to breathe. Settle into that for about 5 more breaths. Tuning into the sound of each inhale and exhale, however gentle and light they may be. Finding ease, finding space. And as you find that last breath or so, you can start to slide the arms out if they're tucked. We'll find our way back up to a comfortable seat. Maybe just finding a cross-legged position for now as we come together to end our practice. We'll feel ourselves just grounded through our sit bones, light through the upper body as crown draws towards the sky. enjoying, if nothing else, the time that we just took to find some deep breaths, to create more space internally, maybe to let the busyness of the mind go while you're on your mat. You can come back to that focus if you had one from the start of class. We're finding a couple more breaths, best ones of your practice. Allowing hands to float through center. As we once more allow the chin to gently come down to the chest, opening those eyes if they're closed. Thank you for joining me for a hip opening practice. I hope you enjoyed it and are feeling pretty good. We'll see you again soon. Namaste.